What's up, guys? It's Jesse here at Fantasy Customs Motorsports. The much anticipated finish of the Streetfighter build is here today. You guys are the first to witness, and the project turned out great. I really can't say enough of how pleased I am with everything. And mainly what I took away from this build is that aluminum is still my favorite metal to work with when you're talking about weight savings. Now, I'd say deleting all of the plastics and extra seat and just all kinds of stuff and lightening up, getting rid of, probably 5 pounds worth of brackets, a 10-pound subframe and rear seat, and, another 15 pounds worth of plastic, and 20-pound headlight and front fairing stay and all that stuff. The bike really did get lighter, and it's shorter and more nimble feeling, and it definitely threw off the wind dynamics. So before you were kind of riding in a bubble, now it really feels like you're just riding on the edge of a rocket, and there's a lot of wind turbulence. If you peek your head over your shoulder, you can just see the whole top and back end of the rear tire just sticking out. So it's a very exposed, naked feeling that just really does get your adrenaline going, just feeling that much turbulence riding on the edge of this thing. It feels incredible, and I am really happy with the appearance of the thing. If you're wondering what that huge thing sticking up from the handlebars are, it's a giant where GPS plugs in. And so yeah, let me know what you guys think of the build, and we'll go ahead and talk a little bit more and get into some other quick projects that are going on in the shop, just to keep you guys updated of what I've been up to.
We're all done. Machine turned out great.
So that's going to wrap it up for this build here. I hope you guys enjoyed watching along, and maybe it inspires somebody to do their own little build or something. I don't know. Either way, I know I had a lot of fun, and it was a pretty decent project. Took quite a while, but anyways, we're all finished with it and riding it. So, whoa, that scared me. Wind slammed the door shut. Here, I'll show you this other bike we just finished up here. It's a 2014 Ninja 300. Person did a motor swap on it and it wouldn't run, so I realized that the timing was off on the cam, on both cams actually, and so I got those straightened out and still wouldn't run, but it was running really good off of ether after the timing was changed. And then it ended up having some really nasty watery gas in it. And I had already known from opening the top and from a couple oil leaks it was having, it did have some what looked like coolant or water in the engine oil, giving it a total milky, nasty mess inside the motor. So I was kind of worried that it either had somebody put water in it, or it had a blown head gasket, or the water pump was ruined, or something happened, thinking that, well, the motor's messed up. I was thinking, who knows if they wrote it like that, didn't, whatever. But it ended up just being water in the motor for whatever reason. I have no idea, but it doesn't seem to be coming back, and so that's great. And took care of the couple oil leaks, and we're back in business. The thing runs and rides, and so that was the main goal on this one, was to get it running and riding, because he was pretty frustrated after he bought a new motor, put it in there, and could not get the thing started. And so yeah, it was multiple compound problems that all needed to be addressed to get it in perfect running and riding order, which it is now. So I got a 2011 KTM 530 that's supermotoed out, and has quite a few cool trick parts on it. Anyways, we've got the clutch pulled. Basically the problem, let me start with at the beginning. The problem with this thing was that oil was pumping out of the breather tube down and out while the bike was running. And so they've already done a lot of the updates, but you see these problems in like the 08 530s and stuff, and you can see that that's not the problem with this one. A lot of times they have dropped the little circlip on accident. Anyways, I gotta be careful. I don't want to lose any of these little parts. Anyways, so that's normally the problem, is this idler gear right here. You can see that there's a hole there on the shaft, and that bushing, there's an inner little copper bushing that gets somehow it spins and gets misaligned, but they fixed that in the later years by putting a tighter fitting bushing in there so that it doesn't spin. So that is not the issue with the oil migration, but that's an easy fix usually. Pull the clutch cover, drain the coolant, drain the oil, pull the clutch cover, pull the clutch, and then you can pull that gear. That was not the problem on this one. So then next I went over to the oil pump, and I have it all disassembled here, obviously. That was updated in the 2010 model, and this is 2011, so it has all the updated parts on it. And the only seals that really could be leaking engine oil into the transmission side of oil are these ones on it, and they actually both look perfectly fine. So I'm kind of thinking that that's not the issue either, but those parts are fairly cheap for those O-rings, or maybe we'll just get a whole nother one of these guys if that's probably a pressed fit piece there that we might not be able to get. And maybe we'll throw a whole new oil pump in there. I'm not really sure what's going to happen with that. But that's what I'm trying to figure out, is one of these seals bad? Because basically what he told me when I got it was that the oil was overflowing out of the transmission from the breather tube, but it was transmission oil, and that he drained the transmission oil, and sure enough it was drained, but he did not drain the engine oil. And when I popped the plug on the back right here, it had hardly any engine oil in it, any crankcase oil. So the engine oil being super low makes me think that it's got a migrating issue, which you hear a lot about. If anybody has any input on KTM 530s, like I said, this is a 2011, so as you can see, it has, just looking at that and that, it has updated oil pump parts in it already. The the kickstart idler gear is not misaligned, the bushing's not misaligned. And anybody who has any input on KTM 530s, go ahead and leave a comment or private message me, or you can message me at fantasycustomsforlife@gmail.com. Anyways, pretty slick bike, so trying to get that thing going. Okay, YouTube, it's been real. I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, support my channel. See ya!